Kettle has boiled. I need my iPad, that's what I need. Right, oh, need a spoon. Need a spoon. Right. Oh, I'm a bit disorganised. Right, get my spoon. So I'm kind of running not late. To be honest, I'd fell asleep. Had a wee snooze, as you do. Right. Oh. Right, hopefully. Don't know if I've missed anybody's chat, maybe. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to have a wee cheeky pot noodle before I really get started, so let's get semi-organised. I don't know how to put that mic over here. So I'm kind of still really getting organised. Maybe put that mic there. Just it kind of clears it out the way of the camera. Right. How's everybody doing? Who's in? Hi, Roman Bricks. Oh, cheers, Roman Bricks. Yeah, you could be right. So it's been a funny day today. It's because I go back to work tomorrow, and I just feel my days off go by so quick. But last night I was thinking, because there's a few things that I could have built. I was thinking of building the USS Enterprise, and I thought about it, and that would take a little bit to build, because I think that's quite a chunky build in terms of numbers. So I was kind of thinking and sort of putting it out there and saying, right, what do I build? And I had a build coming up. So wait, I've got the box here. I don't know why I put it back in, but oh, it's a very slow release box. So this is actually, it's hard to get this kit now. So there she is, probably gonna, yeah, that actually does fit the screen. So we're going to be building this next. Now, The Mandalorian and Grogu could come out as a film, comes out, I think it's May the 22nd it comes out. So I was thinking that I'm going to build this, because this is going to take a while to build. It's like 6,187 pieces. On my shelf space just out here, I've actually made a space for this to put up. So I was kind of planning ahead. So there's a big gap there, but I'm thinking it's going to take quite a few parts to do. And this will become like, probably going to stream this every Friday. I don't think I may ramp it up at one point to maybe 2 streams a week, like a Wednesday, Friday. That could be a possibility. But at the moment, I'm going to run it Friday. So it's going to take a while to build. So But that's the box. But this is actually out of stock on Lego. So the box is pretty big. You see that you've got the side, that's the back of the ship. And then you've got the front of the ship. And then on the bottom you've actually got the bottom of the ship, which is pretty cool. You don't have, the top doesn't have the top of the ship, it's just got the Razor Crest. And then the back's got the minifigs and stuff. And obviously the ship and all its stuff. So there's 2 boxes in here, so I'm going to get this box away because we really don't need this box for a while. In fact, we don't really need that at all. So I'm going to set that over here.
Baby.
So that's that. So this is the box. This is box number 1, as you can see here in the bottom corner, just here. Right, I knew it was a Razor Crest. I win. Yeah.
Who's that?
I did a little preview picture, and I blanked it out. You probably could really tell that it was what it was. So here's the box. You get some nice little artwork. There's the Razor Crest in the distance with Grogu and Din Djarin, and then over this side you've got in the cockpit, and you've got Grogu and Din Djarin. He's flying, and Grogu is reaching out for the little the little ball that he's got. So that's the box. I've kind of pre-opened it and sort of sorted. Bag 1 is quite chunky. I don't know why I didn't really take the manuals out. So I'm going to put this up, and you dig out the manuals. Now there's actually 2 books for box 1. I think there might, I don't know how many there is for the other. But that's, jeez, I'll put that box there. There we go. It's in the book of Boba Fett. Yeah. Yeah, he's they blow up the Razor Crest, which I thought was quite funny, but funny enough, it's in the film. The Razor Crest is in it, so I don't know if it's I don't know. That's book 2 actually. This is book 1. So I don't really know. I think it does make an appearance in the film, so yeah. So they had it in obviously the TV series. In the book of Boba, it got obliterated, I believe. My goodness. Right. So here is the book. It's actually quite an interesting cover. It's like orange, and you've got the ship. What you're actually going to build is the ship here. So, right, I am going to have just a couple of minutes. I've got a pot noodle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my pot noodle. I could have. What I probably should have done is maybe do it, but then again, you know, pot noodle takes a little bit of time to mature here. So yeah, I'm going to have my pot noodle. I'm going to contemplate building this Razor Crest. As I say, I'm a little bit like behind. As I say, I actually fell asleep. So I fell asleep and I got up, went to the shop. No, I just couldn't because it's gonna impede my building table. No, I've got some pot noodle. So yeah, we'll take the time off the build time. I was busy trading Nvidia stocks.
What? I didn't know what that was.
Nvidia's a graphics card company.
Oh, is it?
Hmm.
That must be what that chap does for a living then.
Oh, you can buy stocks and. So sorry if this is not maybe the best start to a stream, but I'm actually kind of peckish. So the manual's actually quite nice. Some nice. The guy that designed the Millennium Falcon, Jens Kronwald Friedrichsen, is the design director and creator lead of Lego Star Wars.
Well, he says that we should buy. Also, after that.
Yeah. One of my friends at work does a lot of trading stocks. And there's also a lot of risk. But yeah, he actually does a lot of trading. I'm going to put the camera up actually.
Can you get that again?
Mm-hmm.
I quite fancy it.
So, pot noodles are kind of weird. It's like I went through a spell where I ate a lot of pot noodles, and then I get really fed up with pot noodles. But where I'm at the moment with pot noodles is I have them every so often, but it's not enough that I get fed up of them. For me, it's just a little tummy filler just before.
It's a wee filling.
And I put a wee OXO cube in it, so it just makes it a little bit more beefier. Do you know it's quite high up. It scores high in the top 10. I would say it's maybe even like an 8 out of 10, because it might even be higher than that because it's such a quick and easy little. It's just noodles basically.
Right, and it is tasty.
And it's just a pot noodle.
I think it's soya based though. If it's a vegetarian, I don't.
Yeah.
I've not really looked into it, but I think it is soya.
But for really, if you're really stuck and you need something in you, it's pretty good. Boil a kettle, put it in, set it for maybe 5-10 minutes, and it's good to eat.
Freeze dried noodles, Roman, and I'm almost positive, but I could be wrong, that it's not meat based, even though it says beef and tomato or a chicken curry. I don't think it's proper meat. But don't quote me on that because I don't know. I'd need to have another look, I can't remember.
Oh, it's good though. So I won't be long. I'm kind of I'm hungry.
You've been peckish all day, haven't you?
So I actually went. Me and Anya went. Well, Anya went first, and I went to bed. I wasn't planning on sleeping, to be honest.
That was cosy.
And I dozed off. When I woke up, it was half 2, so I was streaming in 30 minutes, and I went, oh, I need to get to this shop. So, a little quick pot noodle.
But Benji, I was up at back and forth this morning doing some college work.
So I got a call out from work last night, which was pretty typical. To be honest, it was an easy win because it was actually an intruder alarm, which basically, well, an intruder alarm means that somebody in the building, but technically it wasn't because the whole perimeter was secure. So basically, I basically get called out if there's a problem. It could be fridges, it could be a lot of things. So yeah, so I was out, which kind of interrupted the night. It's kind of offset me, I think, today as well, because it's sort of it doesn't put you on. It puts you on like a bit of an edge. Because the phone back just not long after I get back home and I just says no, it's a false alarm. So we put the system on test so I wouldn't get woken up again. But yeah, it's just it's probably a faulty door, so probably need to get it looked at. But yeah, that was a day off or a night off that I should have had. It kinda, yeah. But it can unsettle you a little bit. So there's 6,300 parts, or 6,500 in this kit. So it is going to take a little bit of it's going to take a little bit of time. I feel this is really not the best start to a stream, me sitting eating a pot noodle. I just want to really crack on, start getting it built. But yeah, so it's going to be, this is going to be a Friday. It's going to be the same as the Falcon, so we're going to build it every Friday. And it really should be finished, I would say, by the time The Mandalorian comes out. I mean, that's May, so it's a couple months away. But what I'm thinking is, building it, we could ramp it up to 2 streams a week. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start quite basic. Right, we're getting into the meat and bones of this. Do you know what I might do? I might actually start building it because it's still quite warm. So here we go. I kind of want to show you the instruction book, but I don't know how. I might put you up here maybe. Let's have a quick. You'll probably see the guts of my pot noodle, which is maybe not the best sight to see. I'm going to put you in my little holder up here, my little noddy holder. And I might put you back. So here's the instruction book. As I say, it's quite an interesting cover. Now, can you see? Is that? Oh, do you know what? It's reversed, isn't it? Right, 2 seconds, folks. I need to get you on the main camera. Right, there we go. And maybe just go with that, which is gonna. There we go. That's better. I was wondering why the book was kind of back to front. So here is the book. Just waiting my camera coming around. Oh, there's the pot noodle. Maybe don't want to see that. Put that over there. Right, so cable's kind of unsightly, but drop that down there. Here we go. Here's the book. And there you go. We believe this thing can fly. Do you know, the Razor Crest, I think, originally for me was actually a bit unsightly. But, it had that nice kind of polished steel look. Quite unique. I think in the programme, it had quite a good story because it was quite, it had parts were falling off it all the time. And I think they set it up to be a bit of a character. I don't know if it actually tells you what it is. It probably has got some form of name. So here we go, and there it is. Beautiful look there. You see the silver accents on it. Stop touching things. That's him talking to Grogu, and then he is coming into is that. Is that not the city? Mos Eisley, I think. Mos Espa? Oh, I can't remember. Pretty bad, I know. I should know this stuff. And there's some behind the scenes with some green screen cockpit shots. And there's like that model there did, I think, zoom in shots. And there it is on a It's on a sort of pivot type thing here, which is quite nice. And there it is, going into some planet. Really nice though. And there's the Razor Crest there. So there's quite a lot of technical. There's a little part on the top. I think this is like a ejection pod that you can escape from the ship if in trouble. See it there, just at the top. You get the wing. You got the wing with the engines. You've got the canopy, cockpit, top of the wings, and then you get the main body with a access ramp. And again, there's the model designer. And there's the model. You can get an impression of the size of it down here. This is the way. And there's Din Djarin up the actual access ramp up here. So that is quite a nice little, and there's more here. Achieving the authentic Star Wars look. There's your little minifigs. So I think that's a dewback. I can't remember this guy's name. It will come to me at some point during the build. Now it tells you how to lift. So there we go. So bags 1 to 6 build this, which is pretty much the kind of main chassis body. There's the back part. There's with the cockpit and the kind of interior. Then 7, 8 and 9 build kind of a little bit of the ramp at the back and stuff. So here we go. Bag number 1. So we're ready to build. I'm almost finished my pot noodle. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get you back down to the... I like this camera, but I think for building I prefer it on my usual setup. So I need to get this here. Get you in. Oh, I just broke something. I'm always breaking stuff. You're going to be a little bit of a jaunty angle here. So we're actually starting just a little bit later. I cannot get this brick in. There we go. Right, get my little tripod. It's not a tripod, it's not really even a tripod, it's a little stand as such. Right. There we go. So we're almost ready. So we're starting really, that's 24 minutes past, so we can scratch off a little bit of time. As I say, I thought I would just get on and stream. Yeah, this pot noodle's actually up to a 10, I think. If I'm honest. So I have got 2 bag 1s, so quite a lot in the first couple of bags. So we do have a bag within a bag. Right there, I see the torso. I'll get that out of the way, keep it safe. There's his helmet. So this Din Djarin figure, I think is actually pretty good because I don't know whether we actually have a hairpiece. So, because we do, although Din Djarin's a Mandalorian, and you know the way is, they don't really show their face. Din Djarin actually does in the Mandalorian. Right, I need to get this stuff maybe. Let me put the booklet up here. Because I need a little bit more room, that's better. Right, that's bag 1 there. Got another part of bag 1. I'll open the smaller bags once I get this all set out. We do have a cape, which is actually quite good. I don't think I think I actually have got Din Djarin in a figure, but it's not this one. There's his there's his head. The orange tool has been nicely shown. Do you know, I must have so many tools now. And I'm not actually throwing any out. I think it's like, you can actually, there's some quite impressive builds people have done. I think people have done like a coat hanger. Like a rack for putting coats up. Which is actually quite interesting. So we've got a few Technic pins. Right, there we go. I'm just going to check this bag is, yeah, it's empty. Right, so, where's his legs? Maybe you find, oh, is that, oh, no, that's not his legs. Right, Din Djarin, where's your legs? Right, where's his legs? There's his, he's got a little blaster there. A couple of little blasters. I think Din Djarin's maybe got an extra part in his blaster. Where's his legs? There they are. So the printed legs. Finish this pot noodle. It's good to see you, Roman Bricks. Right. Pot noodle. Pot noodle has been consumed. Right, now we can get to building this, which I must admit, I may even have just did delayed the stream just ever so slightly. Right, so we do have a cape. Going to get my knife. So let's get things set up, let's get going here. Right, let's cut into this bad boy. Right. So yeah, we do have the option of putting the hairpiece on them. So we've got a nice little cloth cape. It's a very thin piece. It's not a full cape. So let's get his legs on. So yeah, it is quite a nice. It's got a little bit of a sandy coloured torso, arm prints. Let's get this cape on. I always think sometimes you don't want to waste the cape. So he doesn't. I don't think he doesn't get the jetpack till later in the Mandalorian. So he gets that later. Oh, what is it with these capes? Sometimes they can be quite difficult to get on. Right, get that there. That goes over the top. We'll probably just sandwich the head on. Get the cape kinda. There we go. This is the way. So there, that's him. We'll put his hairpiece on. So there's Mando with his hairpiece, and then we do have the helmet. Mando doesn't have any rangefinder thing on. Right, so his gun has got a couple of extra little parts that we need to put on. We've got a lightsaber hilt, which is there, and the part is going, I think it usually goes that, is it brown? Yeah, it's brown. And then he's got that Mandalorian gun, so he's got that sort of, they've kind of replicated it here. I always find putting guns in minifigs is very difficult. You've got to get the arm up a little bit. There we go. So that's him with the gun. There it is. So he's got that little spear part at the top. So that is that's Mando. We do have a spare gun. What I'm going to do is maybe just put his gun there. So that's page 19 we're starting on. Right, let's go. So starting off with some Technic brick and some pins. So there we go, that's how we're starting. And then we're putting these blue ones now. These going through, I think they're coming through from this side. So it's the kind of longer blue pin, which basically comes through from the other side. So yeah, I really was, as I say, I really was thinking of doing the Enterprise, but it just didn't make sense. Because I think by the time I built the Enterprise, it probably would have been well into, I mean, I don't know. So I'd have been starting this project kind of late, and I'd rather build this up over time and do it that way. So we've got these orange pins going in. So we're off and running. So these pins are going all the way in. Some, oh, do you know what? They're actually going, they're not going that way, they're going this way. So they're pinning in from behind and out. So yeah, we're off and running. So the film is in cinemas on the 22nd of May. So Star Wars Day, obviously May the 4th. And then Grogu. Now, what one is it? Is it a... You've got to be careful with it. I think there's shorter ones. I think it's the shorter ones that go on the side here. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be these, isn't it? Yeah. So there we go. And then we've got... Now, is this the same size? It looks bigger. Yeah, I think that's the bigger one. So there's a small... there's a smaller one and a bigger one. I think it's the bigger one we're going to put on here. So let's go in there. So there we go. That's step 6. So we're putting more of these pins in. So interestingly, we're actually putting these ones in the short pin. So it's the longer pin that's sticking out. And then these ones are going through, right through to the other Technic pin at the back, so it's holding that in. So something like that. And then we have got another 2. So there we go. So it's kind of funny. When you start. So again, we're putting pins in here. So these are going in all the way through. There we go. I need to get this maybe a little bit closer. Oh, man, this cable really does do my head in at times. It just, it never really sits the way you want it to sit. That's it. Right. So we're up to this part. So we've got another, again, we've got another two. So it's very much, it's kind of creating this, right. Oh, got some smaller. Right, so again we've got the longer pin, so that's going in there. There we go. And then we've got another one, so it's pretty much just been predominantly all these Technic spars that have been going on. There we go. Now we've got another two black Technic pins going in here. Now with these black elements going on. I also picked up another little build. In fact, I'll probably just show you because it's not really this much. We put the Grogu box down. I say Grogu. I mean the Razor Crest, the Mandalorian and Grogu. Right, that's her down safely. So she's just below my feet. So I basically picked up these two. So these are kind of out of stock. Not hard to get. I think they're getting easier to get. So I picked up the Time Machine. So I've got the bigger set of this. This is the Speed Champions. The Time Machine from Back to the Future. 357 pieces. One or two builders actually, so 2 people can build this. And I think you can do wheels up or wheels down. 2 options. And it actually does come with 2 minifigs as well. The Doc and Marty. So I picked that up, and I also picked up this. This is quite a rare kit at the moment. It seems to be in stock and then it goes out of stock. So it was in my local shop. Now I didn't get my Lego points, but it's not that bad. It's the same price. So it was in stock and I thought, you know what, I'm just getting it because it has been quite a rare kit to get. I mean, it's probably going to be in stock. It was in stock on lego.com, so. But it was there in my local town, so I just picked them up. And they're little fun builds I can build through the day, through the week, whatever. Right, these are going right in.
You still eating that, darling?
Nope. There we go. So that's where we're up to. Quite a kind of easy start in a way. It's like, so a lot of these, so this part here is going in there, and then it looks like we've got these grey elements going up the top, so they're going right up and up against the other, this part. So there we go, that's what we've got. It's quite a...
Right, has it started then?
Right. So we actually have some proper like Lego bricks now. Maybe kind of slightly get this organised a little bit. We've got a lot of plate, which I think we're going to be plating up, which is quite nice. There's the little 3 there. Yeah, so the Razor Crest was obviously in the Mandalorian. I'm trying to think the timeline. It was in because in the Book of Boba, because the Book of Boba and the Mandalorian kind of like segue into each other. They're both in the same kind of time frame. And it's actually quite good because it opens up the Boba Fett story. But in the Book of Boba, the Razor Crest gets pulverised by Moff Gideon. And it's quite funny because he kind of I think Grogu's at the little Jedi stone thing, and he's kind of hooking up and getting into another dimension sort of thing. So he's up there hooking into that, and yeah, Moff Gideon basically blasts from his ship just outside the atmosphere. He blasts the Razor Crest, and it just absolutely blows it to smithereens. All that's left is a big crater, but he does find a little. I think it's an 8-ball cover. No, it's a little metal. I don't think it's an 8-ball. I think I'm thinking an 8-ball. It's just a little metal lever, like a wee gear knob, and he gives it to Grogu. So here we go. We're turning this over, and then we're putting these plates on actually. So we've got quite a few things going on here. So I'll maybe start for this end because I don't really want to confuse matters. That's going there. And then we'll work down. So this is actually just going. So I'll put this one on. That's going just. That's a solid. It's a solid attachment. And this one just goes in front of it. So that really does press home. Make sure it's nicely the clutch power of the bricks in. And then we've got a little red piece going there and there. So yeah, the Razor Crest gets vaporized, and that's when he goes to the N1 Starfighter. And I do believe the N1 Starfighter is coming out as a what do you call it? Ultimate Collector Series. Allegedly, I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. But the rumours are pretty much that is what's coming out. Is the N1 Starfighter as an Ultimate Collector Series, which would be quite nice. The one that'd be on my radar, so to speak. So there we go. We've done the underside here. Right, we've got these little red bricks. So that'll be quite good, but that'll probably come out just before the Mandalorian drops. But yeah, the Razor Crest, I don't know, it was obviously in the Mandalorian as well. Do you know what, I'm actually trying to, yeah, it definitely was the Book of Boba, it got destroyed. Right, where are these two parts going? There, and, oh, there's just one, right. That's fitting in there. So I'm actually quite looking forward to Grogu. I think it's became quite a big character. A lot of people maybe kind of, you know, it's. There it is. There we go. So that's that part done. And then we're going to be plating all of this. So 5 of these. And then 1 of these. There. Right, so what we got. So we're plating up basically from here. Quite a solid base. So here we go. Basically, it's like a mouse plate. To be honest, really just want to get this all. I might even should really use that little hammer I've got. So yeah, that's basically what that's like. A solid reinforced mouse plate. Just make sure that it's yeah, because it's quite. I want to get really good clutch power on it. So there we go. Oh, yeah, that's solid. You could put that through a window. Right, page 30. We have got up here. Get 3 of these blue pins again. So a lot of quite a solid build so far. So 3 pins up here. So it looks as if we're finished building this little part here. It looks as if we're going to be building an element, maybe the front of the ship, I'm guessing. So Technic pins going in here. So yeah, the Mandalorian was a great TV series actually. Really, you know, I think for the Star Wars universe, you know, it kind of added quite a lot, and it opened up the whole Boba Fett thing, which I'm not saying that people, you know, when we watch Star Wars ended really with Boba Fett chewing on a sarlacc for X amount of years, or not for years, but you know, he basically died, you know. And Boba Fett was a great character. He was probably a character that a lot of Star Wars fans growing up, myself included, became almost like a bit like Darth Vader, like a really good character. But he kind of resurrected, which I thought was quite interesting. So these orange pins are going through and capturing the yellow Technic pick. Oh, my words are just not. The Technic yellow brick, and it's capturing. God. And then we're putting some more Technic pins in the front. But yeah, Mando was just great. Just a great film. In fact, there's another program that was The Last of Us. I know there's a lot of people had a wee bit of a hoopla on the character. The female character was a little bit. I did play the game, but maybe not as. It wasn't a game that I did play it, but I maybe wasn't as. I didn't play it extensively. I have played it. I do know what it is. I do know roughly what the timeline is, but a lot of people were kind of complaining about the female character wasn't what it should have been. But again, I don't. I did watch a TV series. There's a part that I need to watch the rest of it, I think, and I'm trying to think what where I left it off actually. So there we go. So we're turning this over, we've got some parts up here. So, oh, they're good inside, that, which is quite interesting. That's something else I can watch. I really, I find really my time, I don't really, I know it's kind of weird, but I think as you get older, days just get shorter and shorter.
Me too.
And you don't really have. I know it's kind of weird. Like you go back to the Blade Runner, where the replicant is running out of time, and he is. I mean, he's got an allotted. We all have got an allotted time that we're here. But I think when you get older, your days. Like I've got days off, and whoosh, it's just gone in a heartbeat. And it's just like, I just want to. I just want to enjoy my days. But they just go so quick. And it's just the way it is. So there we've got some tabs on the bottom. But yeah, it's just it just time just flies by. It really does. And I know a lot of people, say when you get older, and it does. And I think that, as I say, I've said this before in my stream, that one of my friends told me why that is. When you think about it, it is very true. You do sort of know that at the time you've had, is that colour? Must be better. And you know how much a summer lasts, and they just become shorter when you get older. Whereas when you're young, summers last forever. And they do. Summers were long when you were young, but then when you're younger, you don't really know, how long a summer is. And in theory, you just basically, you just do what you do during the summer. Play about, build dens, but every day is just great. But when you get older, you know that time scale, you know the whole, you know how long it is, and it just gets shorter when you get older. But yeah, days just fly by. I just feel like I need another, even like a holiday. A holiday's like, it's gone before you know it. Gone in 60 seconds. But I think a lot of time you probably do, you probably do, if you do enough in your days off, even, but that, again, you can have lazy days and it still goes in quick. Right, so we built this little, it's got some little pins in the front here. So this is going up in here. So it's attaching onto the front of this. Right, we have got, right, I'm maybe going to start with these little L brackets up here. Right, they're covering, so they're going there. So they're kind of binding those two plates together, which is nice. And I've got these little stud parts, not studs, little one bys going in there. And then we have got, I think it's a longer, got this big plate here. We've got a longer plate, it's probably upside down. It's there, that's it. So we've got some tile pieces going on. So we're putting some kind of like 4 element down. Then we've got these probably going up the side, that's 2 the same, that's opposing. There, and that's So yeah, we're building up. As you can see here, I imagine it's maybe the 4 or... Right, we're now building, it looks like a little side strip. So we've got some components there. Right, we've got some hinge. No. I'm watching a guy called Squirrel on Twitch. He used to do, like, back in the day, he used to do used to play oh, what do you call it? Sunday Night Trucking, he called it. And he played Euro Truck Simulator. And then I think he eventually played the American Truck Simulator. And every Sunday he played that. And then he just, I think he stopped. I think the game developer, I don't think he fell out, but I think the game maybe, like a lot of games, they maybe, it got a bit buggy, or, you know, they kind of maybe got to a point where, you know, I don't know exactly what the deal was, but he was quite, you know, he built up his channel on that. I think his name's Paul something. But yeah, Sunday Night Trucking. I used to watch it quite a lot back in the day. But I do watch a lot of Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, it was good. You know, it was a good little stream. So he played the game. He played like the career mode. Bit like I'm playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, the career mode and that, which is really, I must admit, it's really good. Kind of grindy in a way. I'm not far off of buying a cargo Cessna. So the Cessna that I've got just now and I'm flying is the passenger. So I'm doing a lot of flight seeing. Now, is that going up? Yeah, I think. Alright, so it is that scenario. So a hinge there, and this hinge is this side. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying a little bit of the grind of it. You know, it's quite, you know, it's not a game that you can just, now what size? I think that's that, isn't it? It's got 2. It's not the kind of game that you just like, you I mean, to get, like, you can buy like a 747 cargo. So you start off with a Cessna to like a 747, and I mean the difference in money is like 418 million for the 747. But that's basically going to be something that you're going to build up to. Right, so we've got a little 1x2 there. I think we've got this longer piece. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that game. And actually flying's fun. I've always been an aviation enthusiast. So, you know, flying's just, it's just really enjoyable. Right, get this one going like that. So there we go. And then we've got some elements going on here. We've got this blue bit. We have got a little 1x2. Then we've got a 3. Okay, I'm just going to square these up. And a little tile piece. And that is going to fit in there. No. Yes. No. It's not going like that, it's going like that. Right, got you. So that's inside, I was putting it outside, so we've got this. This is now going to attach onto the bit. So it's like a side piece. So this is going to attach on here. So it's going to go. Yeah, it looks as if that. Oh, that's quite nice. So I think there's a little bit of an overhang here. Yeah, that's going in there. So this little part attaches here, and then this I think attaches like that. So there you go, and you can see there's just tiny little gaps there. There's nothing major, but it's creating that little bit of an angle of the front. I think this is the front of the ship. So I'd imagine over page 40, yeah, we're going to be doing it on the other side. So it will just be the same, but reversed. Right. So we're off and running again. Gradually building up this little part. There we go. Then we've got this little part. It's going that way. Again, you've got to make sure you get all the hinges the right orientation. Oh, that's not that one, it's this. And then that little 1x2 in there. And then we've got two I don't know why they did, maybe that's just a variation in the 4. But they could have had like a 1x2 tile, but they put 2 singles. So maybe it's just a look. That goes on there. So again, we've got that. 42. So here we go, we've got these 2 parts going on. Kind of nice clip when you put them in. You probably could put them in so that it doesn't. I don't think you can. You know, you could put it on the top. Usually you put it to the side and then you clip it on. And then we've got almost like a reinforcing hinge here. So it's just mirror image of the hinge below. So it's going that way. There we go. And then we're going to start putting on these little parts up here. So we've got 1x2, and then we've got this, and then we have. So I think this one looks different to the other build because we've built this little middle plate. There might be a reason for that. So slightly different than that other side. So it's quite good. This part up here fits in here. Just there. And then this little part clips in here. And it just creates that little angle we've got. It's a pretty good, this white actually gets in the way, doesn't it? Pretty good little piece. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that big light on. I need to top up the tab. We probably will be getting a bit of light set up in here. Because the lights in here are absolutely, I'm not going to lie, they're absolute rubbish. So, that's us get that little part done. Oh, this whole thing now is going to just attach on, so it just slides in that bracket. And then what we've got going on here, we've got some kind of, so we've got a little, yeah, that's actually going to join that on, which is quite smart. So that's going there and there. So that reinforces the little part we've just put on, holds that hinge piece in. There we go. So that's so you can maybe start to get a length of the ship in its kind of basic format. So over the page we go. 46. Yeah, 45 we were on, 46. So quite cool. We've got this plate. This plate is going to go here now. Yeah, that's going to go there. So that's going to just reinforce that whole area. And then we've got these. We've got the black. The little pins are going back the way. And then we've got these two tile pieces. And that is bag one done and dusted. So pretty solid build there. So there's the underside. There's the side. We've got a nice little detailing side piece going up here. And you've got the probably going to be the floor of the whole ship, I'd imagine. Very, very solid. Got some little extras. We've actually got a lightsaber hilt, some Technic pins, some 1-bys, the usual suspects, nothing to get kind of worry about. That's good. Right, we've got the box down here. I can just basically, I think I've kept all the boxes that I need near the top. So bag 2 I think is pretty lean. There's not a lot, it's just one bag. I think bag 4's got 2 bags, I think. Oh, we've got some rubber, but no, it's little whips. Might be some form of cabling. So again, the format for this, we're maybe going to just run slight bit later. Because we started with the pot noodle, with the pot noodle at the beginning, so it's kind of going to eat in. But we usually build for about an hour and a half for these builds, because that's a nice time. You could, I mean, I could come on here and stream for like, you know, X amount of hours, you know, 3-4 hours. But it's quite, it can be quite tiring. Sometimes with Lego, you can build it and it can be really quite, I mean, it is enjoyable, but it can be quite taxing depending on the build. You know, some builds are very, very demanding.
Do you not think that's also to be talking to the camera as
Yeah,
well?
I mean, if you're just building,
Yeah,
that's probably actually quite a good point, because if you're just building this, just open the box, you know, cup of tea, you know, just building it yourself in your own time. Yeah, it probably would be a lot more relaxing. When you're building it on stream, I dare say there is a little bit of, there can be pressure. You know, I mean, I've built enough Lego kits to kind of get by, but yeah, there can be elements where you run into issues and problems. I mean, even Slave 1, when I finished building Jango Fett, I'd actually built part of it wrong. It's a simple thing, but you don't see it at the time. But yeah, it can be tiring streaming, because you've always got to entertain the crowd, so to speak. And I know like my streams can be fairly quiet. Like this one is reasonably quiet,
yeah.
which kind of sometimes helps, because you just get on with the build. But then sometimes you miss the chat, you miss people coming in and asking questions, and you know, you miss that. So it's a catch-22. You kind of, it's kind of good, because you can get the build, you can concentrate maybe a little bit more, but you know, if Anya's here, she can keep on top of chat.
Yeah, I'm jumping back in and out.
If I'm here myself, it can be very difficult, especially when there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people don't realise how difficult it can be to stream. You think, yeah, you just get the camera set up, bang, that's it, you go live. But it's yeah, it's very tricky. It's not as easy as it looks. Put it that way.
At least dinner's relatively easy tonight's not.
Yeah. Right, there we go. That's that page. So 50. So again, we're just building little parts on here. We've got these little things here. We've got a little tile piece which I imagine is going to be in here. So I'm trying to find these little tile pieces. For the life of me, they're oh, you know what's a dark grey? Yeah, I was looking for a light grey. So I bought this kit actually quite a while back. So I bought this from John Lewis, and I actually got a really good price. Not as good as what the price in Lego.com is, but Lego.com are completely out of stock. So this kit actually has retired. It's in its retiring phase. So what stock's out there is that's it. That's all you're getting. So it's basically going to be. I think John Lewis still have it, but it's back up to its normal price. I got a really good price on it, and that's why I went for it. If I had known that Lego were going to be selling it for that price, I could have waited. But then again, it's a catch-22. The stock didn't last too long because A, it was a retiring product, and B, it was a fantastic price on a retiring product. So people just absolutely jumped in, and it basically went out of stock, I think, pretty quick. So it's one of those things, you either sit and you wait for something and you maybe miss out, or you just get it for a good price. I mean, I'm happy with the price, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, Lego had it at an absolutely fantastic price, but you probably had a chance of missing that out. So right, we're building up the back here, so we've got a lot of tile pieces going on here. So we've got a little single tile, and then I think it's all biggies all the way back. But yeah, I'm happy with the price I got. And again, I put it in my backup, and it was always, as soon as I knew that the Grogu film was coming, I went, I'm going to build that in time.
But we often talk about that. We grade, so we say something that we really want. You're going to have to bite the bullet and buy it.
Yeah, that was the same with the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon came up at a really fantastic price, and that again, I think that kit is going to be getting a bit short.
Yeah.
Because that kit's been out since 2017, but that was a big. They obviously made a certain amount of those kits, and I dare say it's not a kit that people are going to go out and buy at the weekend. So that's a kit that you're really going to invest in, and we get a good price on that.
Good. We get a good price on everything, really.
Yeah, we don't really tend to snap into this. I mean, I bought the Enterprise, you know, and do you know what? I'm glad I did in a way, because I think that's going to be quite a nice build. And that actually, fun enough, that's what I was going to be building today. But I decided that this would maybe take a little bit longer. And it's nice to have to go and see the film and come back and go, oh, there's the Razor Crest, and kind of a look at it and, you know, touch it, feel it. Right, what we've got here, we're building up, this is a lot of tiling going on here. So we've got another one of these plates, that's going to go right in there. We do have a little black anchor point. Oh, nice, box got it. Actually, the box art in this, people have cut the box up and put it in a frame, which is, I'm not going to lie, it is absolutely phenomenal, because the box art in this is really, really nice. And they put it in a frame and put it up, and it looks phenomenal. Like, it's actually, I'm actually thinking like destroying the box in a sense to make that print, because I think it's really, really nice. I may actually do that if I'm brutally honest. I think boxes is something that I'm probably going to be. I don't know. We're gonna have
to think about them.
Yeah. Is that a little 1x2? Yeah, it is. But yeah, I'll maybe post it up on my YouTube. But yes, somebody's basically just took the artwork in the side of this box here and just staggered them up. I think there's like maybe 4. Is there 4 or I think there's 4 prints. Really nice looking prints. And done it all up. It's real. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. You know, it's the kind of thing that you would actually probably pay a decent amount of money to get it. So I may do that with that box, because it's just, when I look at it, you know, if I ever decided, which I wouldn't, but if I ever decided to sell this, even if you don't have the box, I don't think it's a massive biggie. But I think even keeping the outer box and just putting in that's probably good enough. You know, at that point, you're probably not really looking to make. I mean, if you want to really invest, if you really want to invest and, you know, make money, you probably wouldn't even open it. You know, you keep it all bagged, sealed, you know, the whole 9 yards. But I'm not. I want to build it. I want to build the actual product. Now what we got here is this little piece going. Yeah, it's going that way. Then we've got another grill. There we go. Right, a little slithery tile here. Okay, I've got these bigger parts here.
Oh dear. You're running.
So we might go and see The Mandalorian up at the IMAX. I think it's a film that probably deserves a little bit of a good, a little day out.
And I'll take you to Marble, the world's best world buffet. Oh my gosh, it is so nice.
God, we're going this stuff to be rolling, is it? Right, that's that little. So actually, really quite nice. We're doing a lot of tiling. A lot of good little floor space. So that's that little bit done. I'm just checking my book just to make sure I've not missed anything. So again, we're tiling a couple more bits up here. So in fact, we're not really doing that much. I thought it was a lot more than what it looked, but it's only this little part. And then we've got these parts here. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people invest in Lego. I mean, don't get me wrong. It can be a bit of a gamble, because you don't know I mean, some sets now, like, I mean, if you've got an AT-AT Ultimate Collector Series or the Imperial Star Destroyer, I mean, they're worth like getting up £1,000. But you know, you've got to have the space to store it. You've got to keep the box really good. You know, it's it's an investment, but it can backfire. This is the thing. I'd rather just build it and display it, and you know, people come in and go, oh, you know, well, that's a nice. Well, that didn't even. I mean, we actually, it's quite funny. We had a Sparky, which is an electrician, just a young guy, came into our house to do some quotes, and he built the F1 Technic cars, which are actually really, they're quite big, and he mounted them on a sort of frame with lights and put them up. So he was looking at other stuff, and he didn't even see my Concorde up here. But it's amazing how universal Lego is. As I say, this year I'm kind of throttling back quite a lot this year. Me and Mrs. Daza are going on holiday.
Me and Mrs. That's so good.
I was going to, because Brixie's got Mrs. Brixie. Yeah, so I think we're going on holiday, so
somewhere, somehow, something.
We're kind of throttling back, but we've got enough stuff. We've almost kind of like caught up with Lego, which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some kits that if I thought I could, you know, it'd be nice to own, but I'm not. I've got so much, and I've done a lot as well with Lego. I mean, I don't want people worrying that we're not going to be doing. I mean, we're doing this. We've got so many kits.
We've got so much.
We've got so many like botanicals that are just sitting there, and they're going to be good in here. Once we get other shelves put in, they're going to be quite good.
Everything's got a time. Oh dear,
so this is. I must admit, if this is anywhere near as good as the Slave 1, Jango Fett's Slave 1, we're in for a treat. That kit was phenomenal, absolutely. I'd probably say that was one of the best kits I've built so far. I mean, again, I think somebody asked me this. It's quite a popular one you get in a stream. People say, what's your favourite kit? And I think at that time I said it was the Titanic. And do you know what? I kind of stand by the Titanic purely because I'm looking for a little. Where is it? Is it a 1x tile? I stick by that because the Titanic, for me, I think the Titanic is the Falcon's good. The problem, the biggest problem with the Falcon. Oh, do you know what that doesn't get? Wait a minute. Is that on? Is that on the right side? Ah, right, I see. Right, this tile piece is here. The trouble with the Falcon is it's too big. It looks absolutely amazing. Do you know what? That's going to go that way, isn't it? Yeah. The Falcon's amazing. Like, it is just a phenomenal ship. And it looks amazing. So I put that little piece on the wrong way, I think. But you can't really... You really struggle with it in terms of... like, I think display, yeah, it's good in display. But you really can't like manoeuvre it. The Titanic, I could bring the Titanic in here in a heartbeat. I could go into my bedroom, lift the whole thing, up, clear this table, come in that door, sit it down, and I could take it up, put it back, dead easy. It's such a good kit. It's quite hands on. It's a solid build. You can actually put it in. You can break it down into 3, so it's very transportable, and it's just nice. Whereas the Falcon's up there, it ain't coming down unless I'm moving it because I'm putting another shelf on or whatever. But that's something that I need to measure that. That's not something that's going to happen. Could happen, but it's such a big task. But yeah, the Falcon's great. The Falcon it's probably my favourite, if I'm being honest. But I think logistically, it's just a nightmare. It's so big, but it's impressive. I mean, here's the thing. Case in point, I couldn't take that anywhere. I could, but I would have to. You'd have to break it down into like its core components. Titanic, I could actually take that to my work if that was I was so inclined to do that. Say there was at work they were having it was the anniversary of Titanic, and somebody said, "Oh, well, we're gonna have a wee display." I could say, "Well, I'll bring my Lego Titanic for." I don't think I would do it, but the possibility, yeah, I could do that. I could just take a chunk in at night, transport it, to be safe. But that's the difference between those two. And again, it's one of those things. It's it's just really. I hate using that term playability because it kind of makes Lego a little bit, kind of children-esque. But yeah, there is a factor, a playability in a kind of adult sense, just looking at the details and picking it up, and you don't get that with the Falcon. It's a very I'm up here, leave me alone. But it's an impressive build. It is absolutely phenomenal looking. I mean, when you see it up there, it just looks, it looks amazing. Right, so turning this over, and then we've got a little piece in the bottom here. Space Shuttle is another one of my favourites because that's quite a solid build. That's one of those kits you can kind of, you could theoretically you could sleep with it if you took the tail off, because that would probably come off quite easy. But the rest of it's quite solid. You can chuck it about a little bit. So this here's like a little detail. It's going right in there. So that is going to go. Yeah, you get some kind of detail just at the top there. I'm turning this back, yeah. So get that out of the way. So we have got some. It's just like a lot of little, the old Greeboy type of affair coming up. Got this tile piece at the end, which is there. I'm going to put that. Yeah, we need one more. Right, we're turning that over. So we've got little red pucks going in here. Turning the back over. Get more pucks going on up here. That little grey piece going there.
I'm very quiet. I think Roman Brexit is gone. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's. Maybe Friday at this time is not the best time to stream.
I wondered.
But then it suits me, so
yeah.
I'm not at a position where I can sort of say, oh, I'll stream later on because I'll be working. So this time suits me. I mean, potentially I could be earlier in the morning, but well, that one's great. Let's see where that's going. Couldn't work that one out there for a second. But yeah, I don't know. There's a possibility that I could do like an earlier stream for the likes of people like Kate. You know, maybe an earlier stream in the morning would be maybe kind of getting tea time, her time, sort of, well, maybe 7, 8 in the evening. So that could be maybe better for people like that. But yeah, it's very tough to get a good stream that suits everybody. I'm always trying to accommodate a little bit, but a lot of the time it's not as easy. Right, so this is clipping in here. That's clipping in there. Let's get that in, and that is called plugging in. So this is like little. Was that clipping in there too? Yeah, that's quite good. So this is like a little some kind of detailing. Again, I think the Django Fett Slave 1 was quite good in this department for, you know, making quite a lot of little like details. So this is just slotting in here. There we go. So that's in the front of the ship there. Right, we're still up the front, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, you son of a...
Gun.
Do you know what? I've not really done... I must admit, I've been pretty good the last few months for not dropping as many things. I go through a spell where I drop everything. Do you know what? I've got my little stool thing. Oh, no, it's folded up. That's no bother about it. I was going to put my feet on it, but... Oh, we've got, see? Got 2 of these going there. I wonder when that went in. Just when I was going to put this black piece here that goes on there, I realised I never had the piece underneath. There's not 2 of them. Oh, there it is. It. Put it on the manual. So, so Anya loves Grogu.
Love Grogu. I like him because he's so naughty.
See, do you know why I said that?
Why Dan?
Because Anna loves sharks. So I said Anya loves Grogu.
Oh, Grogu, I do love
Now,
him.
Grogu's a very good character. Very...
Quite likeable.
I mean, that's is that going straight up, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, very likeable character, and I mean, really, when you look at it, quite a genius move, really. You know, to bring that type of character, because as I say, their species is very. There's not a lot of. They live quite long. They're very. There's not a lot known about them. So if you're going to do a species, that's perfect, because you really there's no scope, you know. And it's not like who's Grogu's father, because you don't father and mother. This species is they just evolve. They come from God knows where. So yeah, quite a mysterious. I mean, even Yoda was quite. But I've just noticed there that tilepiece we've got a little console element. But yeah, not a lot known about Grogu. Very mysterious. So really, when you look at it, just a perfect character, really. What is that in the bottom there? What's these little wheels? So that's going there. That little thing is going up maybe that way. Yeah. Where the hell is that attached? That little part is going in. Is that going in? That's going in there, is it? Right, so we've got this thing, which is a little generator box type thing. Right, do you know what? I've got parts that I think I've missed. I think yeah. Right, I'll get this fitted because I've got these parts. Do these parts go? That's spare. We've got a spare whip, which is nice. So this here, do you know this is like a generator? So that's going on that brick, that jumper plate, and then that is plugging in here. Do you know what? I think that. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's solid on there. Right, I'm looking at this. Wait till we see. Yeah, I think that's going there. Yeah, that part it's kind of tricky here. It's sort of, it should face this way. So there's like a little generator, but it's twisting because it goes on that jumper plate. So we may have to kind of stretch this out a little bit. Maybe kind of distress it a little bit. So it kind of just plugs in and it goes there. But as I say, it's kind of twisting a little bit. Yeah. So it's no biggie. It's just, as you can see, it's just twisting a little bit. Right, I need to see whether these bricks go. I see I've got a little spare. I've got these 1x4s. I think they go down the side. Maybe at the back there. It's probably the likely scenario. Yeah. Don't know why I haven't got them. They're down here. Right, there we go. So that's quite a nice few little spares. So that is bag number 2, done and dusted. So I'll do one more bag, I'll see what it's like, but there we go, they've got some nice little detailing going on in the fore of the ship. Some nice little elements. You see this cable here, this should sit maybe like that. Maybe even just put that, that's kind of holding it a little bit there. There we go. Yeah. Right, let's get bag number 3. So I think bag 4. Yeah, that's bag 14. I'm sure. Yeah, bag 4's got 2. Right, bag 3 isn't too big. This will be the last bag tonight. And then that will be part 1 of the Razor Crest. So as you can probably see, that the JPEG I've got up at the moment is not the it's not the JPEG it's going to be for the actual series. I did like a little kind of teaser JPEG, which I thought was pretty cool. Right, another bag down there. Right, here we go. Bag 3, last bag of today. So if anybody's got any questions, as I say, it has been really quiet today. It's not a stream that I'm going to walk away and go, oh, that was great. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying building this, but yeah, it's been a little bit quiet. I think people are probably busy, which a lot of people watch this back.
They do.
What's happened there? Oh, my telly went off.
Mm-hmm.
So my telly's went off. That's get fed up. That's went out of the picture. So we've got a busy day tomorrow. We are heading up to Glasgow, meeting some friends, which is quite good because we haven't met these friends for quite a while. I think the last time we met this group of people would have been September, well, not July, no, August. God, so it's been a while. So we're actually looking forward to going up. It's a good little mix. I'm working tomorrow, but I don't start till later, so it's not bad. It's a doable day for me. Trying to get this little piece on. There we go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There we go. Again, square this all up. 65 to 66. The paper in this is quite nice. It's got a little bit, it's quite silky. You know, it's a little bit different to other manuals. Ah, right, I see what they're doing. Oh, excuse me. Little hiccup. Right, this is going in here. So this is attaching. Yeah, it should be on there. Okay, that's quite nice. So you see here you've got some little elements detailing the sort of different colours of the ship, the hull. Oh, I've knocked off that generator. Right, and I think we're going to be doing the same the other side. Goes that way. Oh God! Every time you do it, see, because there's not a lot of, it always ends up destroying what you've just built. Once you get this part on, it's a different kettle of fish. I wonder who came up with that saying.
I don't know.
A different kettle of fish.
I don't know. It all comes from somewhere.
So I'm going to put Squirrel back. I quite like Squirrel. He's one of those streamers that he's quite easy to watch. You know, he's got quite a good sort of voice. He's not like his accent. Not that there's many accents that are annoying, but he's got quite an easy, calming voice. He's probably. I wonder if he's actually stopped. Yeah, I think he goes for a tea break. Yeah, I think he's actually stopped. Believe it or not. I think he's stopped. Oh, there he is there. Squirrel, he is. Still alive. He's still alive. Don't know why I did that. Right, so that's that little piece done. So that obviously just goes in the other side. So there we go. So we've got that. So we're back up here, so we may as well just keep this. So we've got this going on to a puck. Do the same, and they are going in. So there's a little Technic piece going in here. Right. So we've got another two parts going on. So it's going to be this going on to that. Then we've got a little puck again, the old puckaroo. And then we've got that. And we've got one in the bottom. There it is. So it should have been inverted, yes. And this one here is, oh no, that. Wait a minute. Right, so. Right, that goes the. Ah, right, yeah, got it. Right, yeah, no, it's going to work. I couldn't. I missed the. It's that colour. It's one of these going on top, and then it's the puck in this part. Yeah, that's going to fit now. Right, this is going on just here. So it's like a side wall. And then we're repeating on the other side. So get the build sequence. It's going that way. Don't forget this brick going on the top. Puck. Do we have a puck? Is that a queer? We do have red, but they're flat. Yeah, they're not those type. Have I got a red puck? Am I gonna? Oh, do you know what? There's one here. I don't. Maybe. I don't know if it's fell. Right, put that on. It's one thing you have got a lot of spares is those single piece elements, the pucks and that. You've got plenty. It's dime a dozen, but. I mean, unless it's still in the bag, it could still be in the bag. Quite common for those little pieces just to stick. So this is going like that. There we go. So that's the two sidewalls up. Or some kind of element with the back of the cockpit. Right, quite a big piece coming up here. What are you having for dinner, you?
I've got chicken in
Right,
there.
that's what I thought.
Chicken. I'm going to make you just to use up the oil.
Chicken grogues.
And we chicken goosher. We got me saying I've got mushy peas if you want as well.
Mushy peas.
I'm sure I've got mushy peas. But I'm going to use up some of my salad.
Right.
And have the chicken. I've got wee tomatoes, I'll cook them. Need to go get some shopping.
You son of a gun.
That was you saying it will drop in.
Yeah, I know. So I've actually got my Grogu t-shirt on, by the way.
We noticed you looked it was a wee bubble.
So this may get washed, and this might be the t-shirt that I wear all the time. Going forward. So this little bit just sits right there. Oh, that's nice. So again, we've got the front of the cockpit here getting built up. And I think I'll just keep this because I think I've got more elements.
You know, I can't get this song out of my head, and it's from Lincoln. Les Mis. You get something sticks in your brain, and you're like, oh.
Les Mis, don't Les Mis me.
I love Les Mis. Oh, it's amazing. I'd love to go and see it live.
Ah, right, what am I doing? So we've got, right, so we've got these, we've got two black elements coming out the back. I don't think these are, I don't think these are hanging on to anything. Yeah.
Alright, what you banging for?
Oh no, there is. Right, we've got this element here. That's going in there. Yeah, and did I take a bit off that or? Yeah, there's a bit on the top of that. Then we've got these two parts. That's it. Good. Then that is going there.
The bounty hunter. See what comes into your brain when you're just lazing about?
Yeah, so funny enough, what came up my feed? So I was singing that. So you've got Dog the Bounty Hunter was a show, and it was that was quite a few years ago actually.
It was good, I loved it.
And it was just a guy in Hawaii, and he went and did bounties on people, and it was a good show.
They made some about the money of it as well.
Yeah, it was, and it was just the show with the tune was quite, and it was Dog the Bounty Hunter, and obviously because it's Django and Boba Fett, they're both bounty hunters. I started singing Boba the Bounty Hunter, and it's just stuck in my head. So there we go. We're building up more of the thing I like about this build so far is you're kind of building. You don't need to keep putting stuff back, and the sub assemblies are not as big. Sometimes you get a lot of sub assembly here, sub assembly there. You're lifting up, lifting down. This is all pretty much just building it up. Oh, now this is quite a wee technical part because we've got plates going in. Now my fingers, you'd probably need the fingers of a very small child. This plate's going down here. That's went in not too bad. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Yeah, it's just a little bit trickier. Mind you, it's not bad once you get in that top part. And then we've got some tile pieces up here. There they are. So two little 1x2s tile pieces up there, another one there. There we go, done. There's a nice little detailing in here. So just make sure everything's squared, everything's down. Right, over the page. Page 73, 74. The year of my birth. The bounty hunter. So, Squirrel's actually playing a game called Cairn, as in the Scottish Cairn. I don't know if it's a Scottish word, but we call them cairns, Cairn, which is a kind of mountaineering type terminology. You get a cairn.
I thought a cairn was an ancient burial thing as well.
I don't know. The bounty hunter. Right.
Oh dear,
That's now back in my head. The bounty hunter. Well, theoretically, Din Djarin's a bounty hunter. Mando, the bounty hunter. Right, so we're kind of building up a little bit of a sub-assembly here, but it's going into the ship. This looks like the kind of sidewalls, the old Goodyear sidewalls. So we've got that, got a little tab. Then we've got a 1x3 brick. And then we've got a go. And we've got a little one by Fonny Tabby. Get that all nicely squared down. So that's going in here. So that's going just up here. So we're starting to put, you can see the detail, you've got these little tan tabs create a little bit of sort of paneling and distress, because the Razor Crest was quite distressed. Quite a comedic part of the show was the fact that Dinjarin ship, he would be landing it and it'd be falling apart, and it became quite a comedic part of the series. And in a way, when the ship got absolutely destroyed, it was quite funny. Like, you know, it was quite a funny comedic moment when the Razor Crest got absolutely incinerated by Moff Gideon from outer space. Right, 77 over to 78. Again, little hinge part here. So we've got a little hinge going that way. What we got going on there? Is that? What's ah, right, I see what they're doing. That looked quite confusing. It just looked like another weird part, but that bit's just going over there. Right, this is going. Oh, just pinged that bit off there, as you do it. I want to get, because I've got the ship facing this way now, so I want to build it the way it is in the manuals. So that's going to go there. That's a little, it's not tricky. Oh my goodness. Right, that is going to hold that wall in. I need to maybe join it to this part, and then that's it. So that little hinge just creates a little tiny, because there's a little angle between these two bricks. So again, we're going to build it on the other side. So again, just rinse and repeat here. They'll répéter. Rinse and repeat. So that's going, oh, that's going there. And again, this just really sits on here, so got that part, and then that just sorts in there. There we go, nice. So that kind of really beefs up the these little side walls that we just put on, by having that hinge system up here. Right, over the page we go. Yeah, these pages really slide. A lot of the manuals I've had in the past, you can't really do that. So you can separate the page quite easy. So it's like a silkier paper. It smells quite good. So I've got some nice little elements going on here. We've got some little interior detailing. In fact, Dinjarin's ship, it's when he took the episode actually when he took that woman. She was like a frog species, and he took her to took her eggs, and I think she's meeting up with her husband.
Can't remember where they were going.
And Grogu was eating the eggs. But he landed on this snowy planet, and his ship was absolutely FUCK'd, basically. It was basically drafty. I mean, her eggs, I'm surprised any of her eggs survived. But yeah, it was such a funny moment, and Grogu just kept eyeing up the eggs. Such a... Do you know, I mean, that show was just... there's very few shows where you get that kind of comedic value. You know, there's a lot of shows that probably try and do it, but they don't really pull it off. That was just hilarious. But she got there in the end, and her eggs were.
Aye, she had a few left. A wee bit less than what she had to begin with.
Yeah, they survived. But I'll grow good. You like right, that's going that way. So again, we're building up little panel details, and they're just going up in the inside here, just where the cockpit is. Right, why is that one not going down? Ah, there it is. So, oh, don't know why. Is this one not wanting to play ball here? Right, have I built this wrong? That is the right way. I don't know why this is not matching. It should be. Okay, I need to investigate this just a smidge. Have I missed something maybe? Seems the same size as that other one, so right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this back in. I feel as if maybe I've missed something at this top. I have. Oh, do you know? Yeah. I missed this. This bracket here doubles up. So that goes there, then when that goes on there, that will be perfect. Oh, that's it. Yeah, okay. So there you go. We've got some nice little cockpit details starting to go right up here. These consoles. Yeah, I knew something wasn't adding up there. Right. Right, what we got here. So we're getting near the end. We're down to the last few pieces. Again, it's been a very quiet stream, but I imagine a lot of people pick this up at a later date. So, anybody who's watching this after the fact, welcome in. It's good to see yous. Where were yous? But no, yeah, it's one of these. The reason I stream these, it's not. In a way, I never. I wouldn't say I shied away from, like, communicating with people. I wouldn't say that I was ever. I mean, if you'd said to me years ago that I would be streaming and I'd be interacting with people and talking and whatever, I'd probably say, nah, don't be so stupid. That's not me. I would never do that. But it's something that I've done, and I've actually really enjoyed it. I think the Lego community is just amazing. There's a lot of amazing people. People like Roman Bricks, who was in earlier.
He's a cracker.
He's now got. I think he's got well over 1,000. I actually haven't looked at his tally, but he had 1,000 subscribers stream. But yeah, really fantastic community. And
Dave, Kate.
Sprue and Glue, yep.
Yeah.
Sprue and Glue streams as well.
Yeah.
He streams like, in fact, he's doing a ship at the moment.
Always promotes us. So we're promoting Sprue and Glue.
Yeah, do you know what? I must admit, it's one thing that I'm maybe guilty of not really doing as much, is promoting people's streams. But yeah, fantastic community. And people that just drop in, and I hope all the said people that I've mentioned are doing well. If they watch this at a later date, as I say, where the hell were you? But yeah, I mean, I really do this stream just because it's a lot of content. You couldn't do this in a way like doing a video series. Like part, because it would be too long. Well, you could, but I think it works just well. Streaming it, getting it out, getting the content out, and that's that. Oh, that's I'm taking a break. I've got to admit, this is Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, people will be getting home.
No, I'm squirrel. I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry.
I think he'll be back on, maybe.
Aye.
Sometimes he, I don't know, it depends. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Yeah, so nice little like console details here, little keypads and gadgets and gizmos. Is this, what's the times 2 build?
Is it them?
So that must be going, is that going there? Right, so I've built that. Yeah, it's going this way. No, that's going. See, they've turned this around again. So I'm going to have it the way they've got it. It's going like that. Yep. Now, right, see, that's going out the side. Right, got it. A little bit confused there. Right, make sure you don't.
I know, just thinking. How am I going to
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
No.
I'll cough. Just to mask.
You're bad.
This is alright. So that's bag 3 done. We've got some nice little elements. I think we've got, yeah, we've got a little keypad. Do you know what? I should really keep these out. I might put them in there. Just to keep those ones, because they're quite good to have. If you're doing little mock builds. So that's going to conclude the Razor Crest. So there's what we've built so far. Actually, really, it's looking quite Razor Cresty. So, as you can probably tell, this is going to be the cockpit here, and this is going to be probably the main bay. And then I would imagine from here you're going to have this is going to be actually the hinge parts for the rear cargo door.
I was going to say we were looking for your wee pucks or something.
They're going to come up here. So the overall length, it's going to be quite big. It's going to maybe come to about here. Right, let's get Dinjarin and his ship. Let's just get him here. Get him there, just in front of that dodgy generator. So I have got a gun. I'm going to put the gun in here. He has got a hair system. I'm actually going to steal. So I've cannibalised my pointer a little bit, but I can get these. These are dime a dozen. These parts. So I'm just so that his hair system keeps it good. Right, let's maybe take a couple of studs off. Yeah. So I usually put the hair system and it just keeps it nice. Aye. So wait to get my pointers get shorter over the time. Look. That's good. In fact, that's probably actually not a bad size. It keeps it together. There's his little hair system. And I'm going to put that just there. It keeps it in the ship. And there we go, folks. That is going to do the Razor Crest. So we're off and running. I'm going to turn you round because I'm going to quickly wrap up. Let's get you there. There's all Grogu. So there we go, folks. But that's quite an impressive part of the build so far. So again, you can see the bottom here. Don't know how much this is going to be. Maybe I don't think it'll be covered. Because this is going to be on the side of the ship, not going to really see it. But there's all the foreplate in the hull. Well, not the hull. The cargo bay. So there's old Dinjarin with he's got a slightly tanned body. Hi Roman Bricks, are you back? Oh, there you are there. Do you know what? I don't know when you... The Fallen Studs I'm watching. There is a crest box. Would look cool on the table. Yeah. In fact, I'll put it... It's back up there. So these boxes... I'll show you the artwork on these. I think, as I say, somebody's made a picture out of these. And I may actually... destroy these boxes. Do you know what? I might actually just pour these box contents out, because that would make a fantastic print. And that shirt, and then the other side you'll get this, which is really nice. So I may decant these boxes and keep them sort of nice. And there's the big box here. In fact, I'll show you the other box. Box within a box within a box. So, oh, jeez. It's coming in. Woo! Right, get that box there. So this is the other box. So you see here, you've got the Razor Crest. I guess just get it down a little bit. You've got the Razor Crest here. This is probably not the best camera because it mirrors. And then you get this here. So you get that picture, which is really cool. There's Grogu going up into the Razor Crest. There's Mando. And then round the other side, you've got that. That's the one I've got as the actual screen. So I covered this up. But what I might do is I might take these out of the boxes and just put it in that shipping box and keep the boxes pretty nice, because we could cut these off and mount them in a print, which could be quite nice. We'd have to do it really professional though, that's the only thing. That's what I'm kind of worried about. But anyway, let's put them like that. So that is, and this is your main box here. That's your big boy. That's your big boy box. So it's quite an impressive box. I think the box artwork's always good in Lego. And as you see there, you've got the top there, just got the minifigs you get. And then on the side, there's the front of the ship. And then you've got, on the rear, you've got the underside, which is actually quite good. It shows you the kind of the gubbins of it. Not the most attractive position of the Razor Crest, but and then the rear there is the rear element of the Razor Crest. But yeah, she's a mighty fine looking ship. Quite an ugly ship, but at the same time, it's attractive. So that's the box. Right folks, I am going to head into the Blue Yonder. I'm going to have my dinner and then I'm going to my Beddy Bobos. So, get you closer. So I'll show you again, this is what we've built so far. So pretty good little details. You get this little, it's almost like a little generator. And there's Mando, and then there's the front of the cockpit. You've got some nice little details up the side here, and up here. Yeah, the Grogu shot's pretty cool. Can you adjust the box one on the table display? Do you know what? Usually, I think I'd probably quite like. I've got all my minifigs there. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to keep box one pretty. Do you know what I might do? I might actually just. I'm going to empty this out. I'm going to empty that out on the floor. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm actually going to probably get this box flat packed to keep it nice. So There's box one there, buddy. Wait, I'll just get it. Get it down again. So there you go. There's box one there. It's a really nice print. So as I say, people have mounted this. So all four of these, I've put them on in terms of into a frame, which is very nice. And there's the other side of the box. There's the little Grogu. Got a little bit. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn that light off because I'm getting a little bit of shine. There you go. So that's all Mando and Grogu. You see Grogu just reaching out for the for the little ball, the little metal ball. And again, there's the top of the box there. Do you see there, number one? So 2 boxes in this kit. And then you've got another cool. I did show that one, didn't I? Yeah, that's pretty decent though. There you go. The Grogu one's good because you actually see the scratches in the canopy as well. And there's Grogu just reaching out for the stick. But there we go. That is us, folks. So I am going to head off. Possibly maybe get all the bags sorted in order so that when I do stream I don't have to really faff about too much. There we go. So yeah, so but I'm just getting dinner's just getting made. So Anya's rattling pots and pans and pots. But anyway, folks, I'll get the thumb of death. I'm gonna get the finger of death. Oh, that's maybe a bit awkward. There we go. But anyway, I will be back. We're building this next week. Next Friday, we're building the rest of, or building more parts onto the Razor Crest. As I say, I may possibly up to 2, but that'll be nearer. That'll be maybe into March, maybe tail end of February, March. Seeing how far we get into it, but there's 2 boxes, 6,500 parts. But cheers for coming back in, Roman Bricks. I think you're the only one that was in today.
Boys.
Yeah. But anyway. But thanks for coming in, Roman
Bye,
Bricks.
everybody.
And anybody else that watches this at a later date, hi, hello, goodbye. We'll see you again sometime. As I say, I'll be on probably through the weekend. I'm probably on it because I've got the time machine to build as well, like the McQueen. But they're heavily sticker based, so they're quite awkward in a way. But anyway, folks, Toodle Pips. And John, I need to stop saying that because that's what Block Party says. So I don't want to take on any of his traits as such. But yeah, take care, everybody. May the force be with you always. Bye.
Bye. Bye.